We are celebrating Earth Day just a couple days late. Plus, we're bringing in the funk. The funk is coming.
Every day's Earth Day.
I was just going to say, it's another slogan. Every day's Earth Day.
Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of the Middle Country Public Library podcast. Sal DiVincenzo here in the studio with my fabulous colleagues, Sarah Fade and Nicole Rambo.
Hello.
How is everyone doing this week?
Great.
Is everybody, you all look excited to be here.
It's hot in here.
Yes, it is a little hot because the weather is changing slightly, which is kind of neat, right? And, the air conditioner systems, they gotta, they haven't maybe pressed the button yet for spring and summer. That happens all over the place.
Sarah's a very temperature-based
Yes.
person.
Temperature-based person. And you know what, Sarah?
Yeah.
Speaking of pressing buttons, hit that like button because we'd enjoy it very much if you hit like and hit subscribe because we got great stuff coming up on this channel. Among other things. So we're going to jump right in. Who would like to go for? Well, how about, you know what, Nicole?
Yeah.
Why don't you talk about Earth Day?
Sure.
Because that's what you wanted to talk about today.
Yeah. So Tuesday was official Earth Day.
Official.
But every day is Earth Day since we live on Earth for now. I don't know. The Blue Origin went well, so maybe we'll be.
Please. Oh, my goodness.
That took a turn.
That took a bad turn.
Did it really?
Didn't do that right. I don't think. I don't think
I
the
saw a
messaging-
disaster as soon as you just said it on the podcast. I was like, ooh.
Yes.
I know. The messaging around it, I think, was inappropriate.
Did not go well.
Didn't go well. I think they could have done. They should have done what I said to do, which was like, these are just rich people doing rich people stuff, and they should have just said, we're rich people doing rich people stuff. That's it.
They didn't do it.
And they didn't do that. They wanted to now be astronauts, but
Yes.
they're not.
So watch that episode because a couple weeks ago, I think, a few
Yeah.
weeks ago, we talk about it. And it's funny because Olivia Munn has come up a number of times on the news lately.
For that thing.
For that thing.
Well, she was highly
Yeah, she was
critical of it.
critical of it.
Her
yeah,
and
so.
Wendy's.
Yeah, what?
Where did that come from?
You didn't hear about?
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know why they were upset at Katy Perry though. Why?
Well, I think they're just taking a fun-hearted jab.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. They're going hard on it. Why do they pick Katy Perry at all of them? I guess she's.
Because she just wanted to kiss the ground, like.
Yeah, true.
But I did say I would do the same thing.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
If you shot me into near space,
Yeah.
and I came down safe, I'd be like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't blame her.
No.
Well, it would be against your will, so you would definitely.
You hear me screaming from,
All right, Earth Day. Here we go.
Earth Day. So the official theme this year from like earthday.org, and I think Earth Day was started in like 1970, is Our Power, Our Planet. So the focus is on holding governments and corporations accountable to transition away from fossil fuels to renewable energy.
Okay.
Earthday.org encourages individuals to unite around the world in pushing for a clean energy future and protecting biodiversity. They have a great website. They have a lot of fun fact sheets, quizzes, different. I was like going to bring in a fact sheet, and then got depressed. I didn't want to.
Oh, it was bad facts.
It's just like
Stuff you should know about.
And honestly, it kind of leads into my next point. So like Earthday.org, the theme is like our power, our planet, get together, do everything. It's too much for some people. It's too much. It's too much.
You don't want to leave a zero carbon footprint.
It's too.
Or is it-
No,
is-
like, you like for maybe that's how I am. It's not for every I can't like ease into something. I either do it like 1,000% or do it not at all.
Okay.
And that's not good.
Yeah.
I'm not proposing that as like a way to be. But like, so when I see that, I'm like, I gotta get rid of all my plastics. I gotta get rid of all the fast fashion. I gotta get rid of, and it's impossible to like do that.
Yeah.
So I would say, look at it like browse, but then unless you're already in it, obviously, if this is something you've been doing for a long time, keep going, see what the next step is for you. But if you're kind of new to this, if you're young, if maybe you were doing this prior, but you got older, you got married, you had a family, you had to do things that you could afford. So you started doing maybe cheaper options that aren't as, maybe you ease back into this as like a family unit. I'm going to talk about like the kids side. So like things you could do together as a family, that's like just one little thing that you can like do together. And then you pick, would it be clothing? Will it be like what you buy at the store, like the foods? Do you want to start composting together? Do you want to like go on nature walks together? Like the simplest little like thing just to like appreciate the like planet a little bit more maybe, you know, and things you could do as a family. So for like books now, if you're coming down to the library, you want to get some books, there's like Compost Stew by Mary McKenna Seidels, We Are the Water Protectors by Carol Lindstrom, One Plastic Bag by Miranda Paul, The Curious Garden by Peter Brown. These are all nice little books for kids to kind of get them interested. And we have a whole nature section in our picture books. So and then for teens, Dry by Neil Schusterman, No One is Too Small to Make a Difference by Greta Thunberg. This book will help cool the climate by Isabel Thomas, and The Last Beekeeper by Pablo Cartaya. These are all good for older kids. Adult has adult has like gardening programs, and for most of the programs, it's 14 and up.
Yes.
Right. So that falls under the teens too. So if it's like something you want to do as like a family, like maybe you and your teen can go to like a gardening program. You also have like, in the most recent quarterly, it's like get outside. You have some like nature walks. So do nature walks outside in the library program. So you could do that. For the little ones, we have our Nature Explorium, which is a great, bring them out, go outside the Nature Explorium. It's really wonderful. My son is like a roamer. He likes to just roam away. I used to think he would be like, oh, well, he's not going to go too far where he can't see mommy. No.
He's an explorer.
He doesn't seem to be bothered by not being able to see me. So the Nature Explorium is nice because it's fencing.
He's somewhere.
Yeah, he's got to be. That being said, please keep an eye on your children out there. You still do have to be an eye of them. But we have nature backpacks. So like you can take a backpack out. It has like different themes. So when you go on your own exploring with your family together, do that. We have cleanup kits that you could take out. So litter cleanup kits that you could take out from the Library of Things. So you can do a family cleanup together. Teens can also join Green Teens, the community service thing. So you can pick like one little thing to do for you to just like connect yourself with nature and do, because let's be honest, you're not doing anything like climate change wise. No. Like turning off the light at home is not it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, unfortunately, it's not. Who is it? Big corporations. So according to an Axios article, a 2023 analysis found that it was 36 fossil fuel and cement producers responsible for more than half of the global CO2 emissions. So these are your like Saudi Aramco, Coal India, ExxonMobil, your Chevrons, your Shell, Amazon. Like these are the companies that are like causing actual issues with the climate. You know what I mean? Like you not turning off the light, you letting the water run while you brush your teeth isn't what it's doing. So, don't feel bad, about that. Like, so I feel like for an individual's part or a family's part, it's just about like you connecting with the earth more, you know what I mean? And just like appreciating it more personally. And then maybe as you get more into it and then you go to earthday.com or .org and like see what other bigger things you can do as a community and get involved. But I wouldn't say don't start there because I feel like it might be a little like disheartening when it doesn't change because these are the companies that really have a lot of control over what changes. Does that make sense?
Yeah, they try to put it on the individual, but it's really big business.
Yeah.
And, I hate to say it. I'm going to say it. The government has this,
Yeah. We're like in and out of things depending on the administration. Yeah. Yeah. So, again, don't be like, I think the view should be, well, what can how to make my life better by being more connected with the earth or making better choices? Like you're wearing like natural fibers. It usually does feel better. They last longer. You know what I mean? Like just things like that, like the food that you eat, or if you want to like grow your own food, start a little herb garden. Right. Like you'll feel better that you like planted something, watched it grow. Now you're eating it. Like don't worry about like everyone else because it's just, you're never going to like break that. Like right now. So I would just say start with you and like little things that you and your family, can do together. I do want to start a little like garden with my son. I think that would be fun. I've never planted anything in my life, so we'll do it together. And a new kind of thing coming on the scene, which I use and Sal uses, is AI.
Woohoo!
And
I use it.
Oh, I know. Well, you're and Sarah uses it. We all use it.
What the heck?
Sorry. We talk about it constantly.
I don't need to talk about it because you guys are jabbering about it.
Yeah.
We all use it here on the podcast. However, it does contribute to climate change.
Oh, I don't use it. I don't use it.
Running, a chat takes a lot of energy, and as more and more people are using it, right, it's taking more and more energy. It also needs a lot of cooling systems. So they say one chat session is about a water bottle's worth of water.
Dang.
And I'm on there. I have like multiple chat sessions.
She's got a lake full.
Yeah, I do. Now, obviously, when I asked ChatGPT about this, they're like, yeah.
Oh, really? They were like, no.
No, but they were like, however, with AI, we're trying to find ways to optimize. You know what I mean? It's all right, yeah. That's not what everyone's saying. But you know what I mean? So that being said, even if I do try to shop not fast fashion, I'm still using AI. So you're going to make concessions somewhere in your life. So don't try to go crazy. Just like I said, just pick the one and then go from there.
Baby steps.
Yeah. And the library does have some stuff that we offer here that I said before. So you can kind of start your journey here with us if you like. And we can kind of point you in the right direction.
Yeah. Cool.
There you go. Happy Earth Day.
Yeah.
Happy Earth Day, yeah. And on that note, wouldn't it be funny? You guys remember the Seinfeld episode where Kramer is like Mr. Movie Phone?
Yeah, I remember.
Wouldn't it be funny if that was ChatGPT is just some guy going, wait a second.
Some guy Googling furiously. Yeah.
There was an article either yesterday or the day before saying that ChatGPT is using up so much power, processing power, just because people are saying please and thank you.
Yes, I saw that article too.
So they're like, don't be nice to the ChatGPT. Just be straight and to the point. Don't say please, thank you, or anything like that, because every time you say thank you, it comes back. It says, oh, you're welcome. If you need anything, I'll be right here. That right there takes up power. And if more people do it, it takes up more and more power.
That's so funny because at the Pod Fest that we went to, the main guy, the Irish guy or whatever, he said, you always have to be nice to AI. And he says, you will lose yourself if you're not nice.
Right.
It's a psychological thing.
That you have to, funny.
It's interesting.
And when the singularity happens, they'll remember.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. They'll be like, oh, no, you were nice.
Yeah,
you were nice. You were always nice to us.
Yeah.
Well, we'll spare you.
Yeah.
You get to be the king of Australia or the queen of Australia.
You just have to hedge what will come first, the end of the world burning down because we're using this, or the singularity. So I'm going to guess the singularity is going to come first, so I'm going to be nice.
I don't know. Maybe the singularity is the reason why the world burns down.
You think the world's going to end first?
The rate we're going?
No.
I don't know. But that's the thing about AI.
Like I said, I don't want to get political.
I think the world will be just fine. I think
no. Some of the bills that are I want to say some of the bills that are passing, we're going to be a great ball of fire.
It's going to be okay. It's going to be all right. Well, thank you so much, Nicole.
We'll be dead by then. Yeah. It'll be your children's children's children.
Right.
Well, we'll be
and then the singularity will happen by then.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. It's all going to work out in the end, folks. All right. Thank you, Nicole.
Won the Blue
Sarah.
Origin.
And on that happy note.
Yeah, on that happy note, what are you talking about this week?
Funk music.
Funk music.
The soundtrack to the end of the world. Okay. So we are doing this thing here at the library called the Indie Lens Pop-Up. We are sort of combining with them, the Greater Port Jefferson Northern Brookhaven Arts Council and the library, bringing the Indie Lens pop-up experience to our patrons.
Yes.
And to anybody, really. So I don't know if you guys know about it or went to. The last one we had was an early screening of a documentary about public libraries.
Yes,
it was called Free for All.
We're going to talk a little bit about that next week.
Yeah. So that was one of them. The second one we are doing is called We Want the Funk. So that's going to be Sunday, May 4th, 2 to 4 p.m. in Selden. We're going to do a special viewing of the documentary We Want the Funk. And this is the blurb that they gave us. The syncopated story of funk music from its roots to the explosion of 70s urban funk and beyond. And something that we're doing for the patrons that come see this movie, documentary, is that we're going to have a special performance by a funk band called NOIZ. They're from Long Island, and they're going to play a couple of funk hits.
How is that spelled?
NOIZ with an exclamation.
See, that's right. You cannot be a funk band and just have the standard spelling of noise.
That's
it's got to be.
Oh, no, I'm not
going to
be
a Z in there.
Yeah,
NOIZ.
Okay. So
Or is it noisy?
There you go.
No, are they just noise?
Noise.
I think it's NOIZ.
Noise, yeah.
Noise.
So this is a flyer. You might see
There
some
you go.
posters
You're
and
gonna see
flyers.
definitely posters.
But you definitely want to go to that Sunday, May 4th, 2 to 4.
Yep.
So I went to, of course, some of our databases
Yes.
and things that we have in the library to go over a little bit about what is funk. Do you guys know what funk is? I want to make sure FUNK.
I feel like is it a combination of maybe jazz and R&B?
Yeah,
No?
just music.
Okay. So it's rhythm.
We want the fun.
Exactly. Rhythm-driven musical genre, popular in the 70s and early 80s that linked soul to
Okay.
later African-American musical styles. Like many words emanating from the African-American oral tradition, funk defies literal definition, for its usage varies with circumstance. As a slang term, funky is used to describe one's odor, unpredictable style, or attitude. Musically, funk refers to a style of aggressive urban dance music driven by hard, syncopated bass lines and drum beats and accented by any number of instruments involved in rhythmic counterplay, all working toward a groove.
A groove.
The groove.
Gotta have the groove.
Yep. The development of the terms funk and funky evolved through the vernacular of jazz improvisation.
Okay, I got the jazz.
Okay, in the 50s, as a reference to a performance style that was a passionate reflection of the Black experience. The word signified an association with harsh realities, unpleasant odors, tales of tragedy and violence, erratic relationships, crushed aspirations, racial strife, and flights of imagination that express unsettling yet undeniable truths about life.
Okay, that's a little deep. Just can't we just be funky? Do we have to?
Well, you can, but you have to know where the funk came from. Okay. So this was from the Britannica Academic.
Oh, Britannica, yes. It's one of
Encyclopedia.
our online encyclopedias.
There's
you
more
can
to it,
access.
but I'm not going to go into it. But they do mention
The
James
funk.
Brown.
Oh, James Brown, yes.
So I'm going to talk a little bit about the Godfather of Soul himself, James Brown.
Okay.
This is from the online biography database.
Oh, this is a good one too.
Okay, Gail.
Yep.
Let's see. He was born with a question mark, so I don't think they know his exact date. Okay.
Okay.
May 3rd, 1933.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, and he died, unfortunately, December 25th, 2006.
I remember
I
that.
was going to say, recently,
Yeah.
not recently, but...
Well, yeah. 11 years
know,
ago.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, 20.
19.
19 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, we all know who James Brown is. Maybe some people don't,
Oh,
but
boy.
I feel like people over a certain age know James Brown, or at least have heard of him and don't know his name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if a famous person's nicknames tell a lot about them, James Brown nicknames must say a mouthful. Okay, do you guys know any of his nicknames?
Well, the Godfather of Soul.
Yeah.
Right?
Godfather
That's
Soul,
the only one I know.
I don't know. What else? What else was there?
Soul Brother number 1.
Soul Brother number 1.
I heard this before. The hardest working man in showbiz.
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. Now I remember
Mr.
that.
Dynamite.
I didn't hear that one. No.
And the other one, well, it is a little sexy. It's Mr. Sex Machine.
Mr. Sex Machine. Yes. Well, he had a song, right?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. And then he went on to be called the Godfather of Soul. But then there is plenty to know about James Brown. He had the highest number of singles to reach top 20, and the second highest number of singles to reach the top 100 after Elvis. This was done in 2019, so I don't know if
Miss T.S.
T Swizzle, yeah. He reinvented soul music at least twice, and it is impossible to know what soul music, funk, disco, or rap would sound like if not for his musical influence. Wow. He also attracted his share of both admirers and detractors among blacks and whites, Democrats and Republicans as a political figure. Moreover, Brown made an impact on American culture, black and otherwise, that few others could equal. And he was portrayed by Chadwick Boseman in the 2014 biographical film Get On Up.
Oh, nice.
No, Get Up On.
And also famously by Eddie Murphy, in Saturday Night Live.
Yes.
Hot tub.
So just a little bit. So James Joe Brown Jr. was born May 3rd, 1933, although various other dates have been ascribed to him over the years near South Carolina and Georgia. He was still born in his family's one-room shack, and the family had given him up for dead, but he was resuscitated by his great-aunt Minnie.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, his father, Joe Brown, worked the area to get sap from trees, which he sold to turpentine manufacturers. The four of them lived in the area until James's mother, Susan Brown, left when James was 4 years old. In his 1986 autobiography, James Brown, The Godfather of Soul, Brown expressed his regret at not being raised by both his parents. When Brown was 6, Joe moved him and his aunt to Augusta in search for more work. They moved in with another aunt, Honey, who ran a bordello on U.S. Highway 1. It was, to say the least, an unusual environment for a young child to grow up in. As Brown wrote in his autobiography, reprinted in Kanopy, I guess I saw and heard just about everything in the world in that house when the soldiers were there with the women. The family did not have much money, and James was embarrassed that he had to attend school in ragged clothes. One day, Joe brought home an old pump organ, though, and James discovered that he had a natural knack for playing music. Until he could begin his career, however, young Brown shined shoes, picked cotton and peanuts, and delivered groceries to earn money.
Wow.
It sounds like a long time ago.
Yeah.
This kind of lifestyle, right?
Oh, yeah. No, 40s probably.
Yeah,
Hey,
I
She was
know.
born in 33. It's a tough time.
So, unfortunately, because he was so poor, he had to steal some stuff.
Okay.
And because he did this, he went to juvie
Wow.
from 8 years
Wow.
old
Oh, baby.
to 16.
Oh,
Wow.
my God.
Yeah. While in jail, Brown got a leg up on his music career, forming a gospel quartet, which included Johnny Terry, who would later become an original member of the Browns' Famous Flames vocal group. Brown impressed the warden with his commitment to gospel music while in the facility, and when he received a promise of a job upon his release, he was paroled in 1952. After serving only 3 years of his sentence, he immediately, upon his release, formed a gospel group with Terry and Bobby Bird called the Three Swannies. The group soon moved to Macon, Georgia, which Little Richard and the Five Royales has made a bit of a local music mecca. Began playing more rhythm and blues-oriented material and changed its name to the Flames. And then it goes on, and you're like, wow. So he went from the Flames, and then that's when he turned into funk music.
Okay.
In 1970. And you guys should know these songs. Papa's Got a Brand New Bag.
Oh, my goodness. Yes.
I Got You, I Feel Good.
Yes. Of course.
It's a man's world.
Yep. Yep.
I Got the Feeling. And other songs, right? Okay. So you're like, okay. And then they turn into his personal life, which goes throughout his career. And then I'm like, okay, well, then his career resurgence. You guys know that he did the song for Rocky,
Yes. Absolutely. He was in the movie too.
right? Living in America.
Yeah. He was in the movie. Yep.
And then the rest of his, most of it is his works. He did a lot. Look at, because from this to this.
Like all these are all his songs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
albums.
no.
Like,
Yeah. Albums. Yeah. Yeah.
so.
You have to understand something. Those
What?
we'll call them classic musical artists.
Boy, oh boy.
They were truly prolific, but they were prolific.
Yeah.
Like the individual was prolific. It's not like the other one you mentioned, the TS. We'll say TS, who has a team of songwriters. There's like 20 people writing a song. Okay,
She
that's
writes
not
her own song.
that's a machine. That's a machine. James Brown was a writer. He was an artist. He was a
I think Taylor
musician.
Swift writes her own songs.
Right. Look it up.
Okay,
She
anyway.
does.
She is the.
She used to. She absolutely, positively used to. She
I was
absolutely used to.
watching. Sorry, go ahead, finish your segment.
Okay. I was gonna say, she's like the antonym of funk music.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, what is the exact opposite of funk
You
music?
shouldn't compare the two. I'm just saying I think she does write her own songs.
She, yeah. Okay.
Oh boy. Okay, so for you, we're like, well, okay, so he grew up that way. I don't really know his music. Well, don't despair, because
We have music.
we have music. I'm like, okay, so I'm really going over our digital stuff.
Okay.
So Hoopla Digital, which I know we talked about ad nauseum.
Instant gratification.
I love Hoopla.
Yeah.
They have lots of James Brown stuff. Lots. When I put it in, it was like over, 200 items.
Yep. Yep.
So the first one I got was 20 all-time greatest hits, James Brown.
Very good.
What's good about this, you can listen to it automatically, like Sal said. Yeah.
Immediately.
Immediately. There will never be a wait list for it. You can listen to it automatically on your phone, your iPad.
Your TV.
Yes.
Yep.
So it has all the things that we said earlier, the
Yes,
songs.
Books.
They also have books. This is called It's the Life of James Brown. This is the definitive biography of this extraordinary and controversial superstar, written by Jeff Brown. So we also have that.
Nice.
And then on Kanopy, with a K.
We have a Kanopy with a K. We have a movie.
Yeah, so you just have to make your own sign in. Same thing with Hoopla. So you go there, you go first time user, sign in, and then you put in your barcode in the library, your username, password, and that's what you're going to use to log in. So this is called James Brown, the Man, the Music, and the Message.
Nice.
And it's a nice little autobiography on James Brown.
Awesome.
Yeah, and but of course there's plenty of other artists in that music genre
Exactly.
that you can learn about at the preview screening.
Yeah. I'm sure George Clinton, right?
Oh, yeah.
Parliament
Yeah.
Funkadelic should be there, I hope.
Lots.
Ohio Players, this ton. Yeah, and you, when you hear this songs, you're like, oh, I didn't realize that's a funky song. It's a funk song.
Yeah.
Even Maggie's Dream. Did everybody remember the band Maggie's Dream?
No.
It was the lead singer, or no, the lead singer of Maggie's Dream was in Menudo. Remember the band Menudo?
Yes.
Yeah, Maggie's Dream. Look that up. It's a good one. All right.
Okay.
Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome.
That'll be a good documentary. I hope people come out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then to have like a live band after is really cool.
A live band.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
really-
It's a nice
music,
treat.
Yeah.
Guys can dance.
It's a nice treat.
Go home happy.
Yeah.
After you learn about the dying earth.
Yes, exactly. All right. So that does it for this episode.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. We have three special episodes coming up. We have a trivia episode coming up. We have a movie chat coming up, and we have a This Week in History coming up. So in the next 3 weeks, stay tuned for all those wonderful things. Plus, if you want to listen to older episodes or read our show notes and whatnot, it's at our website, mcplpodcast.com. If you watched on YouTube, hit the like button and also hit subscribe. Over 80% of you who actually watch the show, and thank you for watching. I can't believe it. It's crazy. And it's not just us watching because I only press it once.
I don't watch it. Do you watch it?
Yeah, I have to see how I look.
I don't want to see how I look.
That's why I come in here with notes.
More than 80% of you do not subscribe. So subscribe. We don't bug you or anything like that. It's completely free, just like everything else at the library. So definitely subscribe. So thank you once again for watching and listening. For Sarah Fade and Nicole Rambo, I'm Sal DiVincenzo. See you on the next show.